Hello, and how are you doing? Welcome to Let's Talk Kicking Sticks. I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, and what I'm going to be talking about today is the kind of style of rugby we're seeing in Super Rugby, especially from the New Zealand sides. Yesterday, I said I was going to talk about Super Rugby stats, and I am to a certain degree. I'm going to pull out a couple of the stats and tell you, and hopefully give you something that I think is kind of interesting, because it's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me, and you'll notice the new headphones maybe. So hopefully the sound is a bit better for you today. If not, let me know. So let's look at some stats. Season to date on Super Rugby. If we look at the points stats, from a points point of view, and look at the number of tries scored, the Hurricanes unsurprisingly top the try scoring charts with 63, followed closely behind by the Crusaders on 62. And if we run down the list, then it goes Lions, Blues, Stormers, Highlanders, Chiefs. So basically you've got the 5 New Zealand teams in the top 7 there, which probably shouldn't surprise us as they are the top sides. If we come across to, and obviously they dominate the successful conversions, with the one that do drop out there are the Chiefs, interestingly enough, replaced by the Cheetahs. So perhaps the Chiefs' kicking hasn't been too great this season, or maybe that's because they score out wide more. But that's not really the topic for today. If we go over to penalty goals, we look at the top 7 sides there. It's very different. Topping the list here is the Sharks with 44 penalty goals. There is a massive gap down to the Jaguars in second on 24 penalty goals, which gives you a different the style of rugby that the Sharks are playing. Probably, of the South African South African sides, one of the ones that's sticking to more the traditional style rather than the Stormers and Lions. The Lions obviously have been more expensive the past few years, and we're seeing that more so from the Stormers this year as well. But if I run down the top 7 for the most penalty goals kicked, Sharks, Jaguars, Cheetahs, Highlanders with Marty Banks on that amazing kicking run, Rebels, Chiefs, Stormers. So only 2 of the top try scoring sides are in the top penalty kicking sides. So what am I talking about? Why am I talking about this? What we've seen, especially from the New Zealand sides, is that they won't kick for goals. When they get given a penalty in range, they'll either opt for the scrum or kick for the corner, or even sometimes tap and go as well. And they're not kicking for goals, they're going for tries. Now, is that a signal or a sign as to what the All Blacks are going to do? No, I don't think so. What we saw last weekend with the Crusaders versus the Hurricanes was suddenly they switched from the kind of style they've been playing up until then, or decision making, they've been taking up until then around penalties, and both sides started to kick sticks. They took the game much more seriously. They were making much more test match decisions. I think what we're seeing here is a message from I don't know whether it's an official message that's come down or not, and probably whether the players realise this, or whether it's conscious, but what they're doing is they're practicing things they might need to do in a test, where it doesn't matter so much. In Super Rugby games, they're going to win anyway, so why bother kicking for sticks? Does it really matter? No. And if we do lose the game, whatever. I'm not in the All Black jersey. These games aren't as important as the test matches. So what we're going to do is, if we end up in a situation where we are 10, 14 points behind in a game, and we can't win the game playing for the All Blacks, kicking for sticks, we know what to do. We've practiced it in game situations many, many times. So what I think a lot of the, it sounds kind of perhaps a bit heretical or perhaps a bit wild, but I think a lot of the New Zealand sides are using Super Rugby games as training games, training matches to a certain degree, so they have set skills ready for when they're playing for the All Blacks or in games that matter, such as Crusaders, Hurricanes, such as the playoffs. I think when we see these sides hit the playoffs, we won't be seeing them kicking to the corners. We'll be seeing them taking the 3 points taking the games much more seriously. And what we're seeing now is sides trying things out, getting used to situations. So if they have to pull it out of the bag, they've done it time and time again. They've been in that situation in a game, not just on the training pitch, and they know how to do it. So I think that's what we're seeing around the decision making, especially from the New Zealand sides this year. Just some thoughts. Let me know your thoughts below. Always up for good rugby chat. And do sign up for my newsletter. Link above on Twitter, down below on YouTube. That will be coming out later today. And also, please share this with your friends if you think it is an interesting insight, and give it the old thumbs up on YouTube as well. As I say, it's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. How did the headphones go? Let me know. I will be back tomorrow for another video, so join me then.